Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for attending. Before we get started, let's do a quick intro of the three of us, who we are, and then we'll dive right into it. But also, for those of you that don't know what eXpCon is and what this is all about, eXp has an annual conference, and they're going to have actually multiple locations of eXpCon now, but in the past it's always been one location, and it was in Las Vegas. This year was the first time in Miami. It was super awesome. It was the best one yet. I mean, we always say it's the best one, but it really truly was the best one. And next year is also going to be in Miami. The year after will be New Orleans, and then after that, they're open to ideas from our group of whatever people want to vote for. They're open to ideas. But in addition to eXp Miami this next year, they have one in Barcelona, one in Montreal, and what was the other one?
I think those are the three I heard about.
Yeah, the three, and then Miami. Yeah. So anyway, I'm planning on going to two of them. I think Barcelona is going to be the other one that I'm going to go to.
It's not being taught in Spanish. I asked that. I was like, is the whole thing in Spanish? They're like, no.
I want to go to Barcelona.
Anybody can go.
Anybody can go, and it's super amazing because the main thing about eXpCon is really just bringing our amazing agents from around the country together and really learning and masterminding together. Also, a little bit of it's about business, but also about what we all want to learn more about is sharing what's amazing at eXp, so agent attraction as well. So we learned bits of that, and then they rolled out some really great initiatives, which we'll be sharing with you guys here shortly. And I'm Big DeCaro. Most of you know me from starting Fast Forward Movement DMV. And I have a team, Big DeCaro and Associates, with 14 agents, half of which are in support roles. We do between 75 to 90 million in production, and yeah, excited to be here to share with you guys today.
Hey everyone, my name is Jennifer Mack, and I have a team called Jennifer Mack Properties. I came over to eXp almost 3 years ago under Vic and under Megan, and I guess this was my third eXpCon, and happy to bring back some information to share with you guys. So hopefully you will get a lot out of it, and we're happy to get you more links to more information and we have some of the recordings of some of the presentations. So anything that piques your interest, just let us know, and we can make sure you get all the info.
For sure. We're going to share a lot today, but there's a whole lot more. Hey everybody, I'm Ryan Nicholas. I'm with the DamonSellsHome team. Damon, my dad, is right here, so he's our team leader, but I help to lead the team as well. And we do probably 50-60 million plus a year, but after what we learned, excited to grow that. So yeah, cool. Turn it back over to you.
Awesome, thank you. So we're going to kick off with the initiatives that they rolled out, which was super exciting. The whole thing that eXp is moving to from now is for years when eXp started, a lot of people just knew eXp as a company that recruited agents, bringing in agents, and about the revenue share and their stocks, which is awesome. But the amazing thing that sets our group, the Fast Forward Movement group, apart, and I think eXp now is making it even louder because eXp has brought in a lot of really strong producers and teams throughout the country, and now even in Canada and other areas, like the biggest Remax team came in Canada, things like that. So they're really focusing on a new message, and the new message is where the pros go to grow, because it's really focused on production. Because none of us came into real estate to recruit agents. We didn't come here to be recruiters. We came here to help people buy and sell homes. And so it's really about production. And if you are doing production, naturally you're going to attract people, because people want to learn from other people that are successful, helping people, adding value out there, and really making an impact on the market. So what's beautiful about it is it really is a platform that eXp has created that is very beneficial to anybody that does production. If you are trying to attract agents and recruit people here, but they're not doing business and you're not doing business, it's not going to last. It's not a sustainable model. But what we have built here at eXp and what they're expanding on really is about where the pros go to grow. And so the initiatives that they rolled out is really about that, enhancing the agent experience and what we can do for consumers. And so I'm going to scoot back here a little bit and show you guys. So the first one is eXp has brought in and partnered with Sisu, so that all the agents at eXp now get Sisu. For those of you that don't know what Sisu is, it really is a way to track and measure key performance indicators that will really, it's about the actions that you do that gets you to the results. And oftentimes agents are out there doing things but not really tracking and measuring, and Sisu is a platform that allows you to measure it. And in the past, most people think, oh, well, that's only for the teams. CSU also has it now for the agents, and eXp has set it up so that solo agents can use this to track their own performance as well, but it's really great for teams, and it's a huge significant savings because many teams were spending thousands of dollars on this system and for their individual agents and for their teams. So that's a huge savings for everybody, and it is going to help you. If you look at that and you use it and actually take the actions of it, you'll see your production go up. So that's CSU. Number 2. This is huge too, the free Canva Pro for every eXp agent. That is huge. I don't know if many of you use it or not, but we've been using Canva for a while. We've been paying for it. We have some new people that joined us recently asking about it and saying, hey, how much does it cost? Oh my gosh, they went and did the sample, they loved it. And now they don't have to pay for it. It's all free to all of the agents, which is super generous of eXp to give to every single agent. That's gonna save lots of money. I think, do you know what the amount is for?
So it depends on how many agents you have on it. Ours is almost $3,000 a year for my team.
Yeah, so basically annual subscription, generally speaking, is about $120 per person. And then there's different things that you can add on, but eXp is now giving that free to everybody.
And
okay,
of all the announcements, this got by far the biggest applause at the live event.
Yeah, because if you're not on Canva right now,
some of the other announcements are actually
like
way more
way
significant.
bigger,
Yeah. Some of the other announcements are way bigger and better and more impactful financially. But the reason why this is so important is like even I don't know if you guys are working out for me in the school systems and stuff. I'm helping with my kids' schools. Some of the moms that aren't working, they're like, have you heard of this thing called Canva? It's the most amazing thing. It's so beautiful because they have wonderful templates that you can just go in and it just saves you a lot of time and it looks really nice. Well, a Canva Pro does even more beyond that. So if you're not using it already, get in there and use it. I think this presentation was made on Canva, this one right here. But anyway, okay, so the next one is Lux VT acquisition. So eXp is going all in on our luxury division because there was a time when people say, well, eXp is great and all, but they're not really luxury. That's not true. We have a whole new luxury division that is amazing, incredible. They brought in some awesome people. Carrie, I always forget her last name, Zacer, and she's amazing that came over and building it out. But the acquisition of Lux VT is really great because it does give us access to a lot more like global reach, for one, being able to be in a lot of publications like Wall Street Journal, some other things there, but I think Coldwell Banker and some of the other companies was using Lux VT, but now we control that. So I don't know if all of you know, but a few years ago, Glenn also bought Success Magazine. So it's like people from all over are looking at all these magazines and things, and they're like, wow, that's the leading publication for success, and this is the leading publication for this and that, and we just went out and acquired it. And so with Lux VT, it's really a leading platform for luxury, being out there on luxury, and eXp part of it. So we're part of Lux VT now. If you want to go on down to the next one, there's a whole new website launch also, so it's cleaner. There were eXp really listened to the agent feedback. Agents were saying the old eXp site was good, but it wasn't really easy to navigate. And so they've gone through and put a lot of money into making it better. So if you haven't had a chance, go check that out. There's a whole new eXp website, and it's a lot easier to use and will be great for you to share and be able to send along to others. So next one. Okay, this is huge. The Icon Incentive Program is really, really big, and for all of you that don't understand what that means, there's a couple things that at eXp that people, when they come over, they want to know about is what's the cap? Like when you come over, what's the cap? Is there a cap? So eXp does an 80-20 split, and when your cap for anybody that comes over is a solo agent or a team leader, it's 16,000. Okay, and so if once you hit 16,000 cap and you sell 20 more transactions, you can hit Icon. And if you hit Icon, now eXp, and this is again in line with rewarding the people that are in production, eXp is now rewarding everybody that's really producing and bringing sales to the company and helping out there, that they'll have access to all revenue share levels all the way to level 7. It opens up for 13 months. Immediately you get 30 people in your front line. So this, for some of you, you're like, I'm not even into agent attraction, I don't know what that means. This is huge. If you are into wanting to get passive income and make money that way, as a side thing to the actual selling homes, eXp is rewarding anybody that hits Icon immediately 30 FLQAs, frontline qualifying agents, so that you unlock every single level, that you get referral fees on all these agents all the way to level 7, which is huge.
Yep.
Okay, so now, and then people are like, well, what about the people that don't have that many, or I don't icon, I am an agent on someone's team or something like that. They can get, actually, if you go to the next one, is revenue share, capping, fast cap. No, that's not it. Well, it's back to the other one. Sorry, go back to the other one. In addition to this, it's not actually on here, but like.
It's just combined. Go to the next slide, Emily.
Is it combined?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay,
levels,
here it is, sorry. Okay, so then basically you unlock level 4 and 5 if once you cap. So once you cap, you don't have to sell additional 20 more homes to get to icon. For people that cap, you automatically get 10 people in your frontline qualifying, which means you're unlocking level 4 and 5 for 13 months.
Because your 1 through 3 is automatic.
Yeah, 1 through 3 is, and this was something that they announced, I guess, a few months, 6 months ago, that they unlocked automatically 3 levels. So again, for some of you that's not into the agent attraction or any of that, this is something to pay attention to because it's extra money on the side, and all you have to do is tell your friends, because, and we're not trying to get you to go out and just recruit people, it's really just sharing what's been amazing that's worked for us, and we're just sharing it because my coach says to me, if you don't share it, you're actually selfish. You're selfish because you're benefiting off of it and you're not letting other people know to get in on the action. So, and let them make the decision. We're not trying to recruit anybody. People need to know what their options are. And so what we're sharing with you guys is, do you know this even exists? If you are a capper in this room, take advantage of this. This means you bring in a friend, somebody that you worked with somewhere else or across the table, you were the listing agent, they're the buyer's agent, or they're the listing agent, you're the buyer's agent, and you tell them a little bit about this and they join, and they name you as a sponsor, you start making referral fees on their transactions, right? So, and if they bring in people, it just like, expands out. And the impact of it, and I'll share with you guys why this is important. I did not join eXp to be a recruiter. And my group, because I have amazing people that I brought in, like Megan, Jay D'Alessandro, and they have people, and it just spreads out. And Jennifer came in and brought in she picked Clemson, so she's out of state, and our rev share pays for that. So, all right, next is eXp Access. This is for those of you we call eXp Exclusives, is the off-market properties. That's really awesome. I know some of the other companies will say, hey, we have off-market properties. We really, truly do have this, and with almost 90,000 agents at our company putting this in the system, we have access to eXp Exclusives, which is now called eXp Access. So that's super awesome. And you get access around the country. Next one. And then the global expansion is super exciting. We are now in 24 countries and 3 more that they just rolled out. We're gonna go into 2005 with Turkey, Peru, and Egypt. So super exciting. And there was one of the guys that was on our call yesterday said that he just was randomly talking to somebody else who referred him to a person, and do you know where were they from? Somewhere in China. And they said they're looking into bringing on a huge team and they're going to get, to help them with coming onto eXp, and this is through our global expansion program. So that's basically
Fast cap.
Oh, the fast cap.
We don't have a separate slide.
Oh, we didn't have a separate slide. Okay,
Yeah.
so fast cap is really important. So let's go to fast cap. This is another really amazing.
I have a little bit of the details on here if you want.
Okay, yeah, I had it on here too, and I wasn't looking at my notes, sorry, thank you. Okay, so Fast Cap is really great too, that eXp has just started. This is a structured learning program that allows people to really go into and try to fast track their career, their business, and it's basically live Zoom sessions 3 times a week. Each lasting about 1 hour each, right? And it's focused on all the real estate practices and things you should be doing in order to get yourself to the next step, to the to closing. There's daily and weekly activities that agents are encouraged to do. And then there's optional bonus materials. They get to network through the group, build referrals throughout the country in this program. And the benefits really is to obviously increase productivity, real-time insights, community support, and the Fast Cap gets agents the tools, knowledge, and support necessary to really kind of grow their business. And was there anything else that you wanted to add on?
There's no charge for it,
Yeah.
and so it's probably meant technically for newer agents, but I'm also hearing about some agents who've been in the game for a while and they're like, I need a refresher. We hear about agents going back to basics in markets like this, so I think those kind of people are going onto it as well. So we can get everybody the link for that, but it's had really good results in the pilot program as far as the number of appointments and contracts that agents have gotten signed in while they're in the class.
Yes, and then one other thing that Leo, our CEO, mentioned too, is people that are going through that program, some will finish off and say, hey, I'm good and I'm gonna just wanna pursue this on my own. Others, they'll go through the program and say, can you pair me up with a team? And so they're gonna match make teams as well. So that's really great for the teams that are looking to grow and add people, or if you're starting a team, that's another really awesome thing that eXp is gonna do. So that's my segment. Do you wanna go into yours?
Yep. So part of the advantage we get of being part of Fast Forward Movement, which as a lot of you know, what that means is Kyle Whistle and Dan Deere and Mary Maloney in San Diego, when they all came together to join eXp basically at the same time, they wanted to come up with a name for their downline, essentially, their revenue share group. They wanted to name it something so that they could distinguish themselves from some of the other groups at eXp. And so they decided on the name Fast Forward Movement. So that's the National Fast Forward Movement, and we're the DMV chapter of that. And they give us a ton of additional value beyond what other agents get at eXp who are not a part of Fast Forward Movement. It's not something you can just randomly choose to be a part of once you join eXp. It all depends on what sponsor you pick. So as long as you pick a sponsor who's already in the Fast Forward Movement tree under Kyle, Dan, and Mary, then you're automatically part of Fast Forward Movement. And one of the great things they do for us is they have a one-day mastermind that's before eXpCon starts. So this year it was on Sunday before eXpCon starts. They rent a big ballroom and only Fast Forward Movement people could come. And it is such incredible content. Some people come just for that, and then they head out. If they're like, I'm good, I don't need to stay for the rest of eXpCon, which I don't know why you would do that, especially the Florida concert. Do we have pictures of that, Emily?
No, but I can pull. For those who stay longer, I'll show
Brian and Vic both got up on stage.
Videos.
Okay,
That's awesome.
it was so awesome. But anyway, the mastermind on Sunday, part of what I love about Fast Forward Movement is they're not just talking about how to do more real estate deals. They talk a lot about wealth generation, which I really appreciate. So for example, the topic I'm gonna go over that Kyle Whistle presented on was just 7 tax hacks. You know, he's like, if I can help you guys save some money on your taxes, that impacts your business, right? You've got more money to do something else with, or either investing it in your business or going, you know, doing something for a family, college, you know, whatever that is. And so I just appreciate that he's willing to get up there and share all of these tax tips that he's learned over the years, generating, you know, multi-million-dollar business, you know, through his multi-million-dollar businesses. Some of it may apply to you and some of it may not. And listen, I am not a CPA. I wish Katie Blackman, one of our group members, is a CPA. I wish she was here. So please don't come at me with your tax questions. This is stuff to take notes on, schedule a call with your CPA, shoot them an email and just be like, hey, I want to make sure whatever this is, am I doing it, right? Does this apply to me? That's what I would do if I were you. Or how do I do this? You know, I want to learn more about this. We need to be, not to put a soapbox, but our financial planners, our CPAs, we need to be holding them accountable, right? We cannot just assume that they all know exactly what they're doing and are doing all the right things, especially if you're using a CPA that you've used your whole life before you maybe became a realtor. We need to make sure that they're doing these things so that you can save as much money as possible. So again, don't come at me with your specific tax questions. I'm just gonna go through some of these. You can go to the next slide. So the first thing he talked about was QBI. So your QBI, it's qualified business income, is your income earned from your business, excluding wages, capital gains, interest, dividend income. So there is a checkbox beneath AGI, adjusted gross income, on your taxes for your QBI deduction, where you get a deduction of 20%. So you avoid paying taxes on 20% of your income. Just go to your CPA, hey, do I have this box checked for QBI? Hopefully all of you, the answer back is, yep, we do, we're good. Okay, great. Helps give you confidence in who you're using. Maybe for some of you, they're gonna say no. Come back and ask them, why am I not doing this? Why do I not qualify? all these other real estate professionals I know are doing it. Do I need to be doing this? Next one. My 401k, so I'm maxing out my 401k. I get a very small paycheck every single month from Gusto, who I highly recommend for payroll, and if anybody wants to do this, I'll give you my referral code. I get a little something. But they are awesome. They're cheap. It's so easy. It takes me like 2 minutes to run payroll every single month. And then any other money I want, I take as a distribution, right? So this allows you to only pay your 15.3% self-employment tax on that W-2 salary. You don't want to be paying that on all of your income that you make. So S-Corp is smart for almost every real estate professional. Of course, there could be exceptions. Ask your CPA, but most people I know are either S-Corp or they're LLC with the S-Corp selection is how they do things. Okay, next. Okay, so it's cheap to set it up. It's like, I think in Virginia I pay $50 every year. You pay a bill to the State Corporation Commission. Super cheap in Virginia to set it up. And you have to set it up prior to earning income. However, if you're currently running as an LLC without an S-Corp selection, you can convert to the S-Corp selection prior to the end of the year, and it will be applied retroactively. So that's another thing. With anything that you implement with your taxes, ask if it could be retroactive in any way. Can you get the benefit from prior tax years? Make sure you ask your CPA that. And if they act unsure or they act like they don't want to go through the work, maybe you need to get a new CPA. Okay? Hiring family members. So a lot of realtors know about this, but a lot of realtors haven't actually put this into practice. So this would have to be under 18. Typically about age 7 is where you can start getting away with it, right? You're not gonna have your 3-year-old doing real estate tasks for you. But around age 7, they can start checking the mail, sorting it, shredding it, helping you with your, mail outs perhaps, right? So you're assigning them legitimate tasks. We don't want anyone to have to be audited or get in trouble with anything. And then you're paying them through your business, and that's a valid business deduction. So it's up to $14,600. The payroll tax does not apply, neither does the FUTA tax, and you don't need to file a tax return as long as you claim that amount or less. And so you give them that money, and there's all sorts of things that can be their allowance, right? Or that could be they want a new iPad, and normally you would just go to the store and buy them an iPad out of your after-tax income, pay for the iPad out of this amount that you're paying them, right? So there's all sorts of things you can decide to do with that based on, how you operate with your kiddos. Okay, the next slide. So this one is for 18 and up. So when you talk to a lot of wealthy people, they'll offhand mention things and you're like, I don't even understand why they're doing that. That's complicated. A lot of wealthy business owners have their spouse hired, right? And you may not understand why, but a lot of this is tax reasons. It's the reason why people are hiring their kids or their spouse, even if they have other jobs, that's fine. It doesn't have to be full-time work. So again, the standard deduction applies. In this case, if they're adults, then the payroll tax does apply, the 15.3%. So you do have to set adults up on payroll. They will get their W-2 each year. So if you're already using a payroll system like Gusto or Paychex or whatever, you're just adding another person on to there and paying them that way. Then if they're over 18, they could set up an IRA or a 401k, and you could give them an additional, like the 401k limit, I think it's $23,000. You could pay them the additional $23,000 in addition to the $14,600 that you're paying them. So these are all just huge write-offs. As you put all these tips into practice where you're making more and more money, you want to try to always be thinking of ways that you can save on your taxes. All right, retirement accounts. So just because we're realtors doesn't mean that we're gonna wanna show houses until we're in our 90s, right? We all want to be responsible about this. I set up my 401k like over 10 years ago when I first started. So your IRA, $6,500 max deduction, 401k is $23,000. You can set up what's called a SEP IRA, so self-employed person IRA, and you can put 25% of your income up to $69,000 into that. So if you have a really great year and at the end of the year you're looking for a way to save on taxes, make sure, hopefully your CPA brought this up, like, hey, let's do a SEP IRA for you, let's make a big contribution. But if they're not bringing it up and you have the cash sitting there, might as well put it into a SEP IRA. Now, self-directed IRAs allows you to invest any old 401k or IRAs that you have, like maybe you have something from another job. A lot of us, real estate wasn't our first job. So maybe you have 401k or an IRA from your old job. You can set up a self-directed IRA, use the money sitting in that account for real estate investments. Obviously, nobody knows the market as well as you do, so use your knowledge to put money back into your market and cut out the investor middleman. So you'll see all the time, at least we see postings, hey, I'm looking for an investor, I need 100,000, I need 150,000. If you have an old account sitting around with that money, you can be that investor. You know, we make so much money for other people. Are we truly thinking about ourselves and going, wait a second, could I be the bank? Okay, so always think about whether there's ways that you can do things with the funds that you do have, that in your mind, oh, I can't touch this until I'm a certain age. There are ways of being able to get at that money into that one's self-directed IRA. Okay, next. The pass-through entity tax, again, this is one where just ask your CPA, am I doing this? Am I doing the PTE? So your property tax and state income taxes can be deducted. So it basically helps you to make a payment for the state tax through your business entity and then write off that payment as a deduction. So if you're not doing the PTE tax deduction, then you're capped at $10,000. But if you do this as PTE tax deduction, then you can take your state and local taxes and deduct more than $10,000 because you're doing it through your business. So this is something only business owners can do if you have S Corp or LLC with S Corp selection set up. So make a note, ask your CPA, am I taking advantage of the pass-through entity tax to get the full benefit since I have a business? This one? Okay, depreciation. Regular way that depreciation works, so this would be for your investment properties if you own an office building. The regular way that depreciation works is a straight line depreciation. Residential is 27.5 years, commercial is 39 years. You just take the total value of your real estate, you divide it by this number of years, it's very arbitrary, and that's the deduction that you're taking every single year. We don't want to do things the traditional way, so next slide.
Next slide. I'm distracted.
It's Ryan's fault. This is important. I'm trying to save money. The other way was to do a cost segregation analysis. So again, you know, I remember going to dinner with like wealthy people and they're talking about cost segregation studies, and I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. This is over my head, right? So we're trying to make it accessible to you so that you can see whether this is something that would be good for you. So you're breaking down the components of, for example, a building that you own into different buckets based on the useful economic life. And you hire somebody to do a cost segregation study. So you're gonna go to somebody and you're gonna say, hey, am I a good candidate for this? these are my assets. Are you somebody that can help me with this? And how much are you gonna charge me? And what potentially do you think I could save from this? And decide whether or not this would be a good idea for you to do. So you can do things based on cost segregation or bonus depreciation. So again, I'm not gonna go into all of this, but it basically allows you to take a huge deduction in year one on your building or whatever asset you own, rather than having to stretch it over 7 or 15 years, you can actually deduct it in the first year. So this is why a lot of agents buy their own building, right? So Kyle owns his own building, Dan owns his own building, Mary Maloney owns her own building, right? Because they are taking bonus depreciation. Kyle said it saved him like $1 million, I think is what he said. It was a crazy amount of money that he saved. So this is part of why people are making decisions like this. And then I'm gonna look into it on the Airbnb property that I own, whether it makes sense to be doing depreciation, cost seg, or bonus depreciation rather than the traditional way. Okay, next. 179 deductions. Everyone know about this for your vehicles? So I just chose my X5 because it meets the section 179 deduction, okay? So your vehicle has to weigh over a certain amount of pounds and you can take a massive tax deduction, okay? So I can't remember what the amount is, but it's a no-brainer. If you're thinking about getting an SUV type vehicle, just Google section 179 vehicles and a big list will come up for you of the different vehicles that qualify for this, and you can get that section 179 tax deduction. And it also includes moving trucks. So a lot of agents now have moving trucks. We were just having a back and forth on our team leader page about that, with like who people are hiring to rack them and everything. They're not just doing it to be nice. This is another big tax deduction. Okay, is there another one? Oh, the Augusta rule. So everyone knows that, you know, Augusta is where they have the big golf tournament. People rent out their house for the tournament. I think that's where, I'm assuming that's where the name comes from, right? So you can rent out your primary residence up to 14 days per year tax-free, including renting it to your own business entity. So a lot of realtors, we have, you know, nice homes, well decorated, all of that. You can have media day, have events at your house, and you can write it off, and the personal income tax is tax-free. So the example Kyle gave, now Kyle has, I've never been invited there, but I'm assuming, have you been to his house? No, okay. I'm assuming a gorgeous house in San Diego, probably overlooking the ocean. But anyway, he looked up to see how much a comparable space would go for, and it was $500 per hour. So if he rents it to his business, $500 per hour, 10 hours a day, $5,000 a day times 14 days, he can earn $17,000 tax-free personal income because he's using his house for that. So how many realtors are just having things at their house, not realizing what a huge tax deduction that you can take? So that's another great tip.
No, he has
Kyle?
No, he
He has a house in Nashville.
He has
He
a
lives in
house
San
in
Diego.
No, but
This is his primary.
yeah,
that
this
it?
is primary,
Yeah.
but one thing I'll add to that real quick is, so for any team leaders, or if you have a great property, it could be your primary, it could be like another rental property, Airbnb, you could do something that's interesting and creates it as an opportunity for your team, your agents, or other people to do events there, and then do that. That's what he does. Like,
Yeah.
he basically has it where his agents will come and film that day, and they can use his house as kind of a backdrop for their photo shoot, for whatever it is that they wanna do, so I love that.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see, like, you know, big team leaders that are having like private masterminds at their house. It's like, God, why would they wanna have that at their house? Doesn't their wife wanna kill them?
Yeah.
It's like, no, they're smart.
That's right.
They're deducting all of that as business income. Only 14 days though, that's the rule. So.
Yeah,
Okay, that's it.
Next team meeting at my house, I'll pay for it.
All right, so we'll shift over to Ryan.
All right. So if you had told me that I was going to be giving a presentation about artificial intelligence 2 weeks ago, I would have called you crazy because I didn't know very much about it. Has anybody, just get a gauge for the room, who has delved into using AI at all? Okay, so the majority. Has anybody used anything besides ChatGPT?
No.
3 to 4 hands, 5 if you count them. Okay, cool. So that gives me a good feel for the room. That's where I was. I like kind of used the free version of ChatGPT, and that was it going into eXpCon. But now I get to be the AI expert and share this with you. So one of the things I wanted to mention is that my presentation, I'm sharing it from my screen today, I created with AI. And it was 3 to 4 clicks. All I did was I uploaded my notes on the topic. I hit a few buttons, and for the purpose of this presentation, I did not edit anything. So this is exactly how AI created the presentation and spat it out for me. I didn't pick any of the images, I didn't format anything. Actually, it moved around some of my notes to better organize them on the pages, and it took me a minute.
Are you gonna talk more about how you did that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I will. So I'll start off with that. So today, guys, I was very overwhelmed. I think AI was probably one of the top 2 or 3 themes at eXpCon. It was kind of woven throughout the entire conference. A lot of the speakers spoke about it. They had a main stage session, which you can watch about it. So I'm gonna share with you a bunch of specific tools today, probably a dozen or so. But what I wanna encourage you all is, you know, I've played with some of these in the past week to prepare for today, but pick 1 or 2 that you're really gonna master and get really good at first, and then layer the AI tools on top of that. If you try to do it all at once, it's very, very overwhelming. Trust me, it's been my last week. So before I get into the details, just one thing I want to drive home with artificial intelligence that I'm kind of realizing is the same thing that they told us about using video in real estate 5 to 10 years ago, right? Who remembers when everyone was like, you have to get on video, video is the future. If you're not doing video, you're gonna get left behind. That was me, and for years I was like, I'm gonna do video, and we didn't do it. Didn't do it. Too scared to be on camera. What am I gonna look like? Nobody else is doing it, right? And so that's exactly how I feel about artificial intelligence. Guys, AI now is mandatory, same way video is. If you're not on video, you really gotta catch up. But artificial intelligence is really the future, and pretty soon our clients are gonna be used to using artificial intelligence. Like search engines are getting replaced slowly by artificial intelligence. Rather than just your Google search results, you know, if you've enabled it, the AI results pop up first. So our clients are gonna start using this, and you know, you can make all the jokes about Skynet and all the when artificial intelligence becomes sentient or whatever. But the #1 quote that stood out to me from the conference was, "AI is not going to take your job. A real estate agent using AI is going to take your job." So don't get left behind. So that's what I want to drive home and hopefully make you open-minded to using some more of these tools throughout this year. Like I said, start with ChatGPT. That's probably the best one to use and master. Get used to using that because a lot of the other things I'm going to talk about, you can tie ChatGPT into. And the cool thing is, like, it can learn about you. It can learn your voice, your style of answering. You can teach it things. And then you can also create separate GPTs within ChatGPT to do different tasks for you. So just to talk about that a little bit. So building out different customized prompts. So this is something that I've been getting better at. Start off with ChatGPT, just ask it questions, teach it, tell it about yourself, tell it about your team if you have a team, and it'll learn about you. I just signed up for the paid version. I think it was like $24 a month, something like that. And my coach was like, all this other money you're spending, like, spend the money on ChatGPT, like it's the best money you'll spend. So I would encourage you to just dive in, go for it, and then learn the basics, and then you can develop better ways of asking questions. Like we always learn in negotiating and working with clients, right? It's about the quality of your questions. Same thing with using ChatGPT, it's about the quality of the prompts that you give it. You can even ask ChatGPT how you can give it better prompts, and it'll give you ideas, which is really cool. One of the cool things you can do is you can incorporate ChatGPT into things like your email. So one of the cool tools, might be skipping ahead a little bit, that's at the bottom bullet here, is Zapier has an integration with ChatGPT that you can link up with your Gmail. And again, it learns your voice. If you connect it with your email, with your text, with your social media, it learns how you respond to things. And so you can set up a Zapier where every email that comes into your Gmail inbox, it can create a draft response for you and put it in your drafts folder in your voice, how you would answer it. So all you have to do is just go in, go to your drafts, check it first before you hit send, right? But if it's good, you just send it. If you need to edit it a little bit, you can. If you don't want to respond, just delete it, right? Which is crazy. Imagine the time you can save with that. Here's one of the tools that I'm committing to learning better and using my one or two that I'm going to commit to. The presenter at eXpCon mentioned this video.ai, VIDYO. But Opus Clip does basically the same thing from my understanding. Who's heard of Opus Clip before? Okay, who's heard of video? So I checked out video, they seem very similar. But if you go on my Instagram later, the realtor Ryan Nicholas, the last two reels that I posted, I created with Opus Clip. So what you do with this is you can upload long form video to it. Actually, I'll just show you guys. You can upload long form video to it. So here's a video, since Damon's here, here's a video that it was a 9-minute video that Damon and I recorded just sitting in our office. And I uploaded it and just hit a button. And within a few minutes, I came back and it had created all these different short form reels. CapCut does it. The Captions app does it too. So there's more of these coming out. And so Opus Clip I think was kind of like the first big one, but there's many more. So I would encourage you if you like CapCut, if you like the Captions app. I know the Captions app, they have something too where like if you're looking at the video, and even if you're reading a script off to the side, it will correct your eye gaze.
Yes.
That is wild.
Yeah, because isn't it annoying when you see a video and you can tell the person's reading a teleprompter? So it'll correct your eye gaze. Again, guys, this is all about leverage and saving time. Like, I used to create my own Instagram reels, and I hardly ever did it because it would take me like 2 hours, and I'm like such a bad editor. But literally, this is just the click of a button, and so it'll rate like how likely it thinks. Okay, it rated this one a 99 out of 100, most likely to go viral, and it rates like how good of a hook it is. And the thing about it is, it's
I know, I was gonna say.
yeah, it rated the one that shows you first higher than the one that shows me first. So maybe there's something to
Saw your
that.
family one yesterday. It was cute. That was
Yeah,
great.
thank you. And so what's cool about these is it understands the audio, it transcribes it into text, and it can evaluate what is the most likely hook and content to go viral or that people will be interested in, and it splices it up, edits it super well. Oops, trying to go full screen here. So if you want to see an example, go to my Instagram, check out those last 2 reels that I posted. I didn't do a thing with those. It was just,
Good job.
Yeah.
We're so proud of you.
yeah. And you can even, so I uploaded it, but you can actually connect it, your social media to Opus Clip. And so it can generate it and you just boom, hit a button and it uploads it for you. Here's a really, really cool one. Chatrace.ai. Chatrace.ai. So this one, again, you can connect it with your social media, your messaging apps like text apps, WhatsApp, and email, I believe too. And again, it learns your voice and it will respond like you in your voice. So that's a really cool one that they made a big deal about at the conference. I haven't experimented with that one yet. Chat Base. So there's Chat Race, and then there's also Chat Base. So if you have a website, Chat Base would be a good one. Basically, it's like a chatbot, AI chatbot. And there's AI chatbots out there. And the presenter at the conference said she's experimented with a lot of different ones, but she never felt comfortable recommending them to anybody because they were all like either really expensive or kind of clunky, or they just didn't sound right. She said Chatbase is the first one that she's done that's affordable. I think she said it's like $20 a month, and it actually sounds good. And what it does is it learns your voice as well. So like you see that theme, you feed it your content and it learns you. And so you can create a chatbot on your website and it'll respond to questions, right? And Bubble.io is another one. Has anybody ever had like an idea for like, oh, I wish I could create this for my clients, like make the process easier, like some kind of app or something. So now you can do that without having to know how to code. So basically on Bubble.io, you go on and all you do is you type in text an idea of, hey, I want you to create an app that does this for my clients, and it'll create it for you. So that's really mind blowing. That one I haven't gotten to yet because it seems like a little over my head, but I definitely want to try that one. Who's heard of Air AI? Air.ai. Oh my gosh. Okay. This one's really cool. So I've known about this for a while because our coaching company has offered this as a service. But Air.ai, it will clone your voice and it'll speak like you on the phone to people. And so imagine, who's ever hired an ISA before? So, ISAs, you manage them, they need to eat, they need to take breaks. AI doesn't stop. And so you can train an AI voice, like clone of yourself, to make outgoing prospecting calls, and you can train it. So Air AI is something I'm in Club Wealth Coaching. They actually offer that as a
Did you see that?
service.
Like, I mean, I saw it when it first came out and it was really choppy, like there was some things that you just knew it wasn't really the person.
Yeah,
But they
I've heard
improved it.
live calls that converted closed appointments, and it's incredible.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They speak better than I do.
Oh yeah, and they don't care about getting rejected,
Yeah.
and they'll handle the objection, right? And they won't just give up.
I just actually went in and did my service for my car, and I didn't realize I was actually working through the service department at Mercedes or whatever, and it might be that one or something else, but I didn't realize the whole
You
time I'm
didn't know
talking.
you were talking.
Yeah, to basically a robot. She sounded so real. They even have
Oh, that's
fake
crazy.
noise in the background, so it makes it seem like,
Like
normal.
the
Cars
air
swinging.
tires.
Shuffling.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's amazing. So this is across industries, guys. I posted that quote at eXpCon. I put a photo of the event and I posted the quote like, a real estate agent AI isn't going to take your job. A real estate agent using AI is going to take your job. And then I had multiple people respond to me that like, same thing in my industry, same thing in my industry. This is not just real estate, obviously. This is artificial intelligence. I think is the greatest technological advancement since the internet. And so we got to take advantage of it early. Check this out. Hey team, I had a great time at eXpCon and learned a lot. Can't wait to come back and share some of the concepts. Oh, by the way, this isn't Ryan, it's AI. So I didn't say that. I did this in about, I uploaded 1 minute of a video of me saying that is really the hotel room I was in, and the outfit I was wearing. But so you can create a better environment and give it more audio, but I uploaded 1 minute of a video of me it duplicated my voice, duplicated my hand motions, and I didn't say any of those words. I typed it in, and then it created this video a couple minutes later.
So if we're having a bad hair day or we don't want to put our makeup on.
That's a nice.
Exactly. So this tool is called HeyGen, Heygen. I did this for free. I think you get like some free credits, and then you can probably pay for it. I don't know. But HeyGen, one of the agents was saying that they do like video updates to their clients every Tuesday or something, and then they can use HeyGen to do it. And so they tell the client that so they laugh about it, that it's like an AI version of me will be in your inbox with an update on how your showings went. So for like team leaders or listing agents, you could have your assistant like type in what you want your AI avatar to say to your client, like, hey, we had this many showings, this many offers, or whatever, right?
You have to change your outfit every week. What's that
Yeah, that's
called?
true.
HeyGen, Heygen, really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want the same outfit.
Okay. I'm going to speed through these last couple. VoicePal, PAL is another one. If you're writing your emails, you can work with VoicePal and it'll rewrite it for you, like in calmer tone. Or if you're like more of a passive person, you can write how you would write it, and then hey, be more firm with this email, firm and professional. If you work with clients who speak other languages, there's a tool called Wordly.ai that you can use to Wordly, WORDLY.ai, and you can use that to kind of translate your content. But also, I don't know if it's Wordly, I think it's Wordly, but if not, there's another AI tool where you can do a video. You can record a video of yourself in English and then have it translated to like dozens or hundreds of different languages, and it changes your voice to match the enunciation and uses your voice with a correct accent in that language. And I saw they showed an example of it. It was really cool. All right, you can organize your SOPs with Notebook LM. That's a Google tool. Of course, automating repetitive tasks. So this tool that I used to create the slideshow is called Gamma.app. Gamma, Gamma.app. Again, it took me like a minute. And then another cool thing you can do is create presentations with it. So analyze market trends or create a presentation. So I just want to show you one example. So here's a prompt that I created on Gamma.app. So I said, create a report on the real estate market in Fairfax County, Virginia. Focus on year-over-year home price appreciation and days on market. Focus on the difference between single-family detached homes and townhomes. You could give it any prompt you want for like whatever market you're in. You could do one for your neighborhood. You can do one for your city. You can pick whatever theme you want, but I'm just literally one click. So it's creating this market report. It's going to compare single-family homes and townhomes with the price appreciation and days on market, what factors are impacting that, and key takeaways. And it has like the percentages and stuff on here. It creates a graph.
That looks good.
Gamma.app. I can see the percentages here, but the last one I did, it had like the year-over-year. Oh yeah, I forgot to include that prompt in that one. But yeah, the quality of your prompt will produce the quality of the output, right? I mentioned custom GPTs where you can create something like, hey, create a GPT that understands the Virginia contract. So that everybody that has questions about how the contract, they can ask it, it'll give it the answer. Listing descriptions. Hey, like I've only been using ChatGPT for listing descriptions, and that's about it. Okay, I use AI. Like, that was really the only thing. Right? And so you can build a custom GPT that says, hey, this GPT is going to write my listing descriptions, but I don't want to use this word that everybody uses. I do want to use these words, right? So you can train it to sound like you, market analyses, etc. So guys, the future of real estate is AI. Our clients are gonna start demanding this. Our clients may not understand AI, but they're all gonna start understanding very soon that they want their agent to use AI in their marketing. So that's what I got for you.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing about it too is, in some ways it's scary because everything is moving so fast. So we always hear about speed to lead. So expectations for turnaround times are gonna be that much more in demand because these tools are available. And other agents are using it. If they're getting back to people faster and you're not, you're gonna be left behind. I think that's the biggest thing. The other thing is Emily and I went to like agent takeover seminar a while ago, and people were asking the question of like what's happening, and is and Ryan kind of mentioned it too, is that is AI going to replace the agents? And the reality is, you know, it can replace a lot of different things and a lot of tasks, but where we can make a big difference is the connection that we make with the people. And I think people still crave community, people still crave connection, but I will warn you that even if you're using ChatGPT, it's very friendly. So if you're saying thank you, whatever, ChatGPT actually makes me feel good sometimes. I'm like, thank you, and we're like having a conversation. Yeah. So, but be careful, because that is really happening, and that is a little scary thing, that people will befriend these ChatGPTs and robots that are being built right now to be your friend, to serve you food and all that stuff. But what's the human connection that we are bringing to every single person and every transaction, every relationship that you have? And I think that piece is gonna be hard to replace. And that's what everybody should be focused on.
Not just in this industry. and
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
One of the things I'm hearing a lot about, and if you guys have heard about it, is the AI tools that the mortgage industry is starting to use. So it is really gonna help us with processing times. So that's something to ask whoever your preferred mortgage lender is, like, hey, what are you guys doing to stay on top of this? Because if you're sticking with a lender who's not using that, and they need, you know, whatever, 16, 17 days to process a file, and your, you know, other realtors are using a mortgage company that's gonna get down to like 4 or 5 days to process a file, that's gonna be hurting your clients. So you need to make sure that you're partnering with, I would say, title, lender, insurance, any of your partners, to make sure that they're able to utilize AI to really help streamline the process for our clients. And then, yes, like you said, there's that balance with mortgage, you know, mortgage, title, all of that, not losing the human touch, but at the same time, we all know that sometimes you win the deal because you can do a 7-day closing or an 8-day closing.
Especially against cash.
Exactly.
We need to compete.
Yeah, I lost a deal the other day to cash, and I looked back to see how much that person had paid for it. Our offer was actually $5,000 higher, but they selected the cash one, you know. Yeah, even if you have no contingencies, you know, sellers are still nervous. So a lot of it can be used for good.
Does anybody have any questions or anything?
Regarding the AI, you've presented a lot of material. There's a lot, and everybody's trying to evolve and get there. But like, what's the one or two that you see yourself implementing right now, and kind of changing the way you do business?
Yeah, great question. So for me, mine are ChatGPT and Opus Clip, because we're doing a lot of video. So I think we're gonna start shooting more long form video like that. I've done a couple like sit down podcast style interviews, and then putting it in Opus Clip to chop it up and edit it, so we can just post stuff like very quickly without much editing time or cost. And then, I mean, I've only scratched the tip of the iceberg with ChatGPT, and like you train it, and over time it learns you and your business. And so I'm still working on training that. I haven't like connected it to my email yet, but I'm gonna do that probably in the next few weeks as it learns my voice. And so those, I'm trying to master those. This Gamma tool, I literally just did this yesterday.
That was good.
It was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
So like I'm thinking like you can create a market report or something like and use it as a lead magnet, create a landing page. Hey, who wants this market report on this? Landing page, download it, boom, you captured a lead. I don't know if there's lots of ways.
Yeah, there's so many things. I think it's the thing that, so what you do is do your own time audit and say what's taking so much of your time and what piece can take it away. For me, it's the video thing that you're talking about, so that's important, and also the email. So for me, to draft from the beginning of anything takes a long time. So if you can give me a head start, I'm always gonna be better at editing, and I can zip through it. So that one where you connect it through Zapier is going to be huge. That's a game changer. And for me, especially with emails and text messages and all of it, but draft mode.
Yeah, and I would say if there's a tool you're interested in, but you're just kind of overwhelmed, post in the Fast Forward group, like the national group, and just say, hey, who's using this tool? You're gonna get people that are gonna respond, and they're gonna be willing to get on the phone with you for a few minutes and go through it. So don't feel like you have to completely learn it on your own. If, you know, you can always reach out. And people who use it and like it are excited about it, and they want to share.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be happy to jump on a quick call with you and go over it. So that would be, that would be the place that I would probably post it, is the National Fast Forward Movement Group.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the benefits of eXp, is that
The collaboration.
it's collaboration with people you don't even know are willing to help you clear across the country.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is coming from the West Coast, to be honest. A lot of the real estate trends do not originate on the East Coast. We're actually kind of behind the times sometimes. So so much of Fast Forward is based on the West Coast. they've been using these tools longer than we have, and so they're gonna be more proficient and, really be able to help